Bantam Audio Publishing presents Heir to the Empire, Book 1 in the Star Wars Cycle by Timothy Zahn. Captain Pelion? The young lieutenant called, reporting from his post at the communications console on the bridge of the Imperial Star Destroyer, Kimura. The scout ships have just returned from the scan raid on the Obra Sky system. Did they have any trouble? The Kimura's captain responded. Only a little, sir. The natives apparently took exception to our ships pulling a dump on their central library system. The wing commander said all pursuers were destroyed. I hope so, Pelion said grimly. Have the wing commander report to the bridge as soon as the ships are aboard. Yes, sir, the young lieutenant replied. The young lieutenant, which was, Pelion thought, where the problem really lay. In the old days of the Empire, it would have been inconceivable for a man so young to serve as a bridge officer aboard an Imperial Star Destroyer like the Kimura. Pelion glanced at his watch. Time to report to Grand Admiral Thrawn in his command room. With all the regal weight of his 50 years in the fleet, Captain Pelion made his way through the bridge to the Admiral's quarters. Standing at the door of the Admiral's command room, Pelion braced himself. Captain Pelion to see Grand Admiral Thrawn, he announced. I have The door slid open before he'd finished speaking. Pelion stepped into the dimly lit entry room. He started for the door to the main chamber. 5 paces ahead, Captain Pelion, a voice mewed into his ear. Pelion jumped and spun round. Blast it, Rook, he snarled. What do you think you're doing? For a moment the short, wiry creature just looked up at him, with those large, dark eyes, protruding jaw, and glistening needle teeth. Rook was a nightmare vision in the dimness, especially to Pelion, who knew what Thrawn used Rook and his fellow Nogri for. I'm doing my job, Rook said at last. He stretched his thin arm out toward the door, his steel wire muscles moving visibly beneath his dark grey skin. You may enter. Thank you, Pelion said, straightening his tunic. He turned back to the door, it opened, and he stepped through, into a softly lit art museum. The walls and domed ceiling were covered with flat paintings and planics, most of them distinctly alien in origin, and in the center of the display, seated in a duplicate of the Admiral's chair on the bridge, was Grand Admiral Thrawn. He sat motionlessly, his blue-black hair shimmering in the dim light, his pale blue skin looking cool and very alien on his otherwise human frame. His eyes were very nearly closed as he leaned back against the headrest, only a glint of red showing between the lids. Come in, Captain, Thrawn said. What have you to report? The scouts have returned from the Obra Sky system, sir, said Pelion. They've got at least a partial dump, apparently. There was some attempt at pursuit. The wing commander got rid of them, though. Thrawn straightened in his chair and opened his glowing red eyes. Pelion returned the other's gaze without flinching, proud of the achievement. Set course for planet Merkur, said the Admiral. Have you heard of Merkur, Captain? Thrawn turned his head, the glowing eyes coming to rest on Pelion. Pelion shook his head. Should I have? Probably not, the Admiral said. Most of those who have are smugglers and malcontents. The Isalamiri, an animal indigenous to that planet, is the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece is on a world called Wayland, a world for which the Oberon Library data will provide me with a location. I congratulate you, Pelion said. May I ask just what exactly this puzzle is? Thrawn smiled, a smile that sent a shiver up Pelion's back. Why, the only puzzle worth solving, of course. The complete, total, and utter destruction of the rebellion. Luke? The voice came softly. Luke Skywalker turned to Luke. The familiar figure stood there watching him. "Hello, Ben," Luke said. "It's been a long time." "It has indeed," Obi-Wan Kenobi said. "I've come to say goodbye, Luke." Ben's image seemed to tremble. Luke abruptly remembered that he was asleep in the old Imperial Palace and dreaming. "No, I'm not a dream," Ben assured him. "But the distance separating us has become too great for me to appear to you in any other way. Now even this last path is being close to me." "No," Luke heard himself say. "You can't leave us, Ben. We need you." Ben's eyebrows lifted slightly. "You don't need me, Luke. You are a Jedi, strong in the Force. But you must never relax your guard. The Emperor is gone, but the dark side is still powerful. Never forget that." "I won't," Luke promised. Ben's face softened. He smiled. "You will yet face great dangers, but you will also find new allies, at times and places where you expect them least." "New allies," Luke echoed. "Who are they?" The visions seemed to waver and become fainter. "And now, farewell," Ben said, as if he hadn't heard the question. "I loved you as a son, and as a student, and as a friend. Until we meet again, may the Force be with you." "Ben?" The image faded, and Luke knew he was gone. "Then I'm alone," he told himself. "I am the last of the Jedi." He heard Ben's voice as if from a great distance. "Not the last of the old Jedi, Luke. The first of the new." The voice trailed off into silence, and Luke woke up. For a moment he just lay there, unconsciously flexing the fingers of his artificial right hand and staring at the dim lights of the old Imperial city, the center of the new republic located on the planet Coruscant, playing across the ceiling above his bed. An immense weight of sadness filled his being. With a sigh, Luke slid out from under the blankets and headed up to the roof of the palace. Standing at the roof's edge, he let the cool night breeze ruffle his hair. He was again overcome by depression. "Stop it," he ordered himself. The nightmares he'd been having recently were probably just the result of the stress of watching Leia and the others struggling to build a strong government for the new republic. Luke forced his mind to relax and felt Leia's drowsy presence in her room in the palace. Her presence and that of the twins she carried within her. For a moment he held the partial contact, marveling at the strange feeling, sensing the unborn children within his sister. The Skywalker heritage was indeed with the twins. The fact that he could sense them at all implied they must be strong with the Force. He broke the contact and took one last look around, at the city, at the clouds, and at the stars that lay beyond them. Stars around which revolved planets, upon which lived people, billions of people, many of them still waiting for the freedom and light the new republic had promised them. With a tired sigh, Leia Organa Solo settled back against the pillows. She felt the touch of Luke's mind and the depression that was threatening to overtake him. Perhaps she should go to Luke herself, see if she could get him to talk through whatever it was that had been bothering him for the past few months. "Perhaps it has something to do with my pregnancy, or those reports from the borderlands about some mysterious tactical genius having taken command of the Imperial fleet. Perhaps Han will be able to draw him out when he returns," Leia thought. A wave of anger-filled loneliness swept over her. For Han to have gone out on yet another of these stupid missions, leaving her all alone. The flash of anger disappeared, dissolving into guilt. Yes, Han was gone again.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?